Good morning everybody and welcome to Wild Earth this Saturday morning. I hope everybody is well this morning, wherever you are in the world. My name's Tara and joining me on camera this morning is Becky, and back in front of control is Craig. So if you would like to ask us any questions as we're driving around on our live safari here in South Africa, then please do. All you need to do is send through an email to questions@wildearthsafari.tv. That's questions@wildearthsafari.tv. And it would be great to hear from you as always. Always enjoy getting questions and hearing from where you are in the world. But just as we were driving around, I just had a quick check. The baboons are still sleeping at the moment, and it is a little bit chilly this morning. So I don't know if they're going to start moving, but we did find the lioness tracks from last night. Thank you, Janet and Joanne, for sending through the information. Apparently about 11 o'clock last night there was 2 female lions drinking at Gowrie Dam, and it sounded like they came over the dam wall. So I was just heading down there to start the drive, and we found the tracks on the road of the 2 lionesses, and they cut over quarantine and they've come out here. So I think let's just carry on, see if we can find the trail, see if we can find where those lionesses are. I'm hearing some of the guinea fowl complaining in the bush. I don't know if that's anything to do with them or whether it's something else, but let's just take a drive along and see if we can be lucky with those lions that we missed yesterday. It is all going quiet now. Okay, let's jump aboard. So any information about the happenings and the goings on around Gowrie Dam, always useful. Gives us some idea of what to look out for and where to go and look for it. So some people say, why do we have to keep looking at the ground, looking at tracks? And it helps us to try and find the animals instead of just driving aimlessly, which can be fun, but it's also quite fun just to try and follow tracks and see if you can be lucky and find the animal that you're looking for. Something happened here. Unfortunately, we don't have the light is not great to show you the tracks. But one of the lionesses came over here and did something, and I can see her tracks are here. And she was looking off into the bush there, and then she carried on along here.
Good morning, everyone.
Just want to see where they go off.
Much fun. He heard them yesterday when we were bullring things down at about cruise company. He heard them. If you guys get anything on your head now,
Still walking along here, but it's getting quite difficult to see the tracks here. I'm hearing those guinea fowl just in here. Just about see them here. Question is, do they turn up here or do they carry on? No, they carry on. Just switch off to see if those guinea fowl are still calling. Guinea fowl not calling. Oops. What's that? Good, thanks. There's just 2 sets of Ngarlin consoles just there that we were following. We're going to also keep going. So see you later. Drive up here, we'll give them just a little bit of space just to let the dust settle. sounded like the guinea fowl have been divided. Oh, there they are, they're on the ground there. What are you calling about, guinea fowl? What's wrong? I wonder what came through. Because there was some calling on the opposite side of the road. They're going over to join. A civet's been out and about this morning. Black and white cat-like creature. Looks a bit like a raccoon. What a beautiful little animal. The white-tailed mongoose gave us this flip yesterday. It's just been out and about. There's something as small as that's disturbed the guinea fowl. Or even an eagle flying overhead. If they are on the ground, possibly a bidden eagle. So something calling. It's the roller calling. Okay. Well, guinea fowl have been quiet now. Keep a lookout for giraffes.
Road, headed south towards like quarantine side, and also one conzo for Mabazi going north towards
Copy that. Is it worth checking the west side of quarantine, you think?
Come back straight to Pala Plain, Simon Catline side, like the Golden Street Cross.
Copy that. I'll take the western side of quarantine or Becker's Road. Which one do you think?
Yeah, for now I'm on Zoe. So yeah, you can, if you don't mind, you can have a western side of quarantine. Down on that side.
Copy that. Does it look like those Ingwen consuls might also have crossed over this side?
Ingwen consul was heading.
Copy that. Thank you. Okay. Henry says that the tracks are heading south on Zoe's. Track of the lion there, very old. And there's also tracks of one female leopard, also on Zoe's Road, heading north. So it seems as we've got someone to work with, which is always helpful. We're going to do some of the roads that the cats may have doubled back onto. roads and see if they've crossed over. So it actually helps to halve the area that we need to look in. Okay, well that's where the leopard came to last night by the looks of it. Got some scat in the road there, just to there. Is it there? No. Maybe. Let's see. Ah, there we go, you can see it there. So that's the normal size for leopard scat. You can see it tapers off to one end, which is very different to that of the herbivores that you'll see us looking at quite frequently. I'm going to stand next to it so you have a size comparison. Lions will be just a little bit bigger. There's one track there. It's just next to it actually, just heading kind of in that direction. But oh, okay, I need to just turn the vehicle around. The sun's just poking through. Quite pretty. You'll be able to get it there. Can't do too much unfortunately, otherwise we're going to miss it. Always such a great way to start the day. The sunrise and the calls of the African bush. Unfortunately, there's not too many around today. Okay. Oh, I'm glad we were able to see it. I just happened to notice it over my shoulder. So, Henry's going to check down towards Impala Plains, which is where those tracks might have headed off to.
Has anybody see how that? Not yet. Mons Road heading south. Not go down there.
sounds like they may have cut through the blocks. He's saying that they may have come out down this side. In which case they're probably checking the area for food. I'm still not entirely sure which lions made a kill up by Cruise Camp last night. The baboons came down here yesterday. Lots of tracks for hyenas again. They've been out and about quite a lot around here. We're only really a stone's throw away from Zoe's Road Den, which is just over the way there. And this area actually gets used quite a lot, this drainage line here, or riverbed, as it can be known. Oh, we're in the tree with some of the leaves still on it. There is one. I believe that's a sure sign of winter when the marula trees don't have their leaves. And there's the impala off in the distance. This bird just here, just in the grass. I'm hoping they're going to stick around. They are there, I just need to wait for them to come out into the open. There they are. One just to your left there, that's probably the better one to go for. There we go. Maybe we should do something slightly different today. I was thinking about this the other day. Maybe any bird that we see on drive today, you guys have to identify it. So this one's not a particularly easy one for you to start with, but that right there in your screen now should actually help you to identify this bird. So let's do it like that. Any bird that we see today, it's open to you guys to identify it and send it through to questions@wildearthsafari.tv. This little one we don't often see, but we see their cousins very, very regularly. There's the female, and the male standing just behind her. There's another male. There's another female just in front. Giddy, 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 giddy. And when they cross the road, they cross it very carefully. They'll take a step and stop and look. They'll take a step and stop and look. And it's thought they're moving almost like a tortoise. So that if there's any aerial predators around, they may mistake them as a tortoise or even a stone.
Where did you find them on the road?
Aha. Okay, apparently there's some guinea fowl calling again, so I think we need to go back to where the guinea fowl were. So anyone wanting to play along to ID this bird? We need to respond if you want to see what's upsetting those guinea fowl again. Divided, that's what we really want. Let's have a look. Maybe second time lucky. Silhouette. You can get a quick silhouette of that one. This is bird number 2. We're not going to stick around too long, but for you to ID it. So that is bird number 2 for you to ID. Okay, cool. Let's carry on going. See who's quick off the draw, who can identify the birds. Annette saying quail for bird number 1. Close, very close. It looks like it, but not quite. Luann, first to come back with the right answer. Cokie Franklin. Well done, Luann. Nice try, Linda, with the tail Franklin. Right kind of birds. The tail's just a little bit bigger and a little bit darker. Don't have as much coloration. But for the Cokie Franklin, you look for the colour of the head. The male has that beautiful golden head. He actually says his name, Cokie, Cokie, Cokie. And actually his Afrikaans name is Swimpy, I think. Actually says Swimpy, Swimpy. He's bilingual. So we're looking for the ID of bird number 2, silhouette. A little bit harder for a fairly easy bird. We've actually been having a lot of fun with these birds in camp. Huh? What line tracks? think they're alarming further down here by the sounds of it. Sounds like Ruda's tracks from there went north over into Buckleton. Unfortunately. Actually, it looks like there's actually 3 sets of line tracks. Looks like there's a male set as well. It's joined up with them. Okay, we need to switch off here. Can you hear them? I think there's someone down here again. Walked right past camp last night. Here's camp. Just further back. We just turn the camera that way, so we can have a look there. Let's move on a little bit further. I'm hearing them. Maybe you can identify the bird that's calling. That's bird number 3, just by its call, where they're not helping. Nothing now. Okay. It's always worth responding just in case. Yesterday we responded to some fowl calling. No, baboons actually. And there was Induna lying in the middle of the road. So it's always worth responding close. Maybe somebody's moving in the back here. Maybe at some stage they might just pop out somewhere. So we'll keep heading this way. friend Nancy also came through with Koki Franklin for bird number 1. Well done, guys. Ladies, should we say? Sorry. Michael, close with the button quail, but no cigar. But a second bird guess. Get those birds that are on the trees at the back there. And there's one sitting. Okay, so that's bird number 4. Mike came back close, Mike, with your silhouette of bird number 2. First to come back with the hornbill, but not quite the grey hornbill. Kay also coming back with hornbill. Well done, Kay. So quite a fairly recognisable bird, but when you start to silhouette them, oh, we've got a 5th bird there. So bird 4 sitting in the tree, and bird 5 also sitting in the tree. And if anyone can identify the birds that we're calling. Close D&J, but foul, not this time. I'm hearing those guinea fowls calling again. Down by the dam. Okay, so keep these birds in mind. I think we need to bring down towards the dam. Hyena tracks again. Not hyenas. I'm getting to have a very big soft spot for hyenas. I still would love to solve that little mystery of what happened exactly yesterday, but maybe one day. Maybe one day. We'll see the same sort of behaviour and we might see the other side of the story. That's how you start to build up what's going on. Hi Anne! That one's got me. African chickadee. Don't even know if there's such a thing, maybe further north, but I haven't heard of it down here. Chickadee. I think someone actually sent me a picture of a chickadee the other day. Maybe I'm just hearing phantom guinea fowl, and there they go. What are you calling about guinea fowl though? They don't sound like the voices. Wendy coming back with the right answer for birds that we're calling. The babbler, Aramarked babbler. Babblers because of the way they call, they babble, 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 babble. I suppose I could be called a babbler. I'm sure I've been called a babbler before. It won't be the first time. Okay, guinea fowl are on the floor just here. So maybe it was an aerial predator. What's wrong, guinea fowl? What is wrong? So we're looking for the ID on 4 and 5. Hi, Dawn. Okay, we're going to leave this game foul. And I am going to head down towards the dam. Anyway, see if there's anything moving around there. And we are going to head up to this side of quarantine because there seems to be something that keeps stopping us for some reason. We are going to get there eventually. Ooh, hello. Got a little stump there. Okay, there we go. Dawn wanting to know what the tyres were that she could see on the road, and they're used to when they level the road out. Actually, used to help level the road out. Especially some roads get a lot of bumps in the road, and believe me, it's not pleasant driving on it. You're kind of doing this the whole time over it. Especially for guests as well, it's not great. So they'll often drag the tyres over just to smooth them over. They're still calling. They're trying to send us on a wild goose chase. It's inquisitive human nature. The rest around here. Yes, you should be calling. Why are you not calling? We've still got these two on the floor. Going, what's going on? See where the rest are? Because that'll actually help. Because if they're quite low down, then it doesn't mean it's a threat from above rather than from below. I'm really not happy about something. Usually if there are any trees you can actually see them quite... The other two staying on the ground. I'm not seeing anything flying overhead, no eagle or anything. Dacre just here. There, Linda coming back with the lilac-breasted roller. Can you see the little Dacre just standing behind the weeping wattle there? Might just be able to see it peeking out. Oh, there's the ear. You can just about see the ear moving. Little grey Dacre. There we go. Lindsay and Roger also getting lilac-breasted roller. Well done. So we have bird 4. Shirley also lilac-breasted roller. I'm really not seeing anything moving around in the bush here apart from the Dacre, which wouldn't be worrying the guinea fowl. Maybe there's a snake there or something. Something on a smaller scale. See, there goes the Dacre just in front of us. Yes, you. Wendy and Laura coming back with the right ID. Glossy starling for bird number 4. You should be able to see the yellow eye. There you go. Thank you so much. And then look at that glossy colour. But with the Birchells it tends to be a little bit more of a blue tint. For the glossy, for me, it's a little bit more green in colour. Cool. The guinea fowl have stopped calling now, so I'll see if maybe we can do a bit of a drive-by here a bit later on. Maybe the culprit comes out. And if anybody's just joined us, I've just noticed there's quite a few birds out today, so I'm going to do a bit of a bird ID. So it's up to you guys to ID every bird that we see. So here's bird number 6. If you want to play along, then send it through your answer and send through onto the subject line, so we have quite a number coming through, so we can get it through quickly. So you just send it through to questions@wildairsafari.tv and just put in the subject line what bird you think it is. So this is bird number 6. And actually, I've just noticed, can you turn the camera in between the fork of the marula tree? Can you see where those 2 glossy starlings are sitting? It looks like they've got a nest there. And there's actually, yeah. I don't know if, yeah, there we go. Just where that glossy starling's sitting, there's a hole just next to it. And both starlings went to that hole. I think that's where they're nesting. That hole might have been made by a woodpecker or made by another bird, and a lot of birds will actually take over holes made by woodpeckers and other birds. The barbets will often make the hole slightly bigger. Even the hornbills might take over a hole, or even woodlands kingfisher in the marula tree. Okay, so bird number 6. If you want to play along, questions at wildearthsafari.tv. What birds are looking so cold this morning? Trying to get the rays of the sun to warm them up. So the line tracks that we found head down south on Zoe's Road, and it looks like it may have could cross somewhere here, so that's what we're checking out down here. Keep a lookout for some zebra too. Make it very easy for us to see you, are you? Can you see that one at all? Oh, here. Can you see this one? Okay. So this is bird number 7. So we've got 6. Bird number 7 is this bird here. Oh, don't want to stick around too long. Always amazes me how delicate they can be with their bills. And they'll take the smallest of thing in between the bill, throw their head back and swallow it. They can be so delicate. Always amazes me. So, looking for IDs of bird number 6 and this bird number 7. Nancy, Linda, Wendy and Raisa, well done ladies, with the right answer. Grey, go away bird. Grey, go away bird. She says its name, a bit like the Cokie Franklin. It says, oh well, oh well, oh well. Luan, Laura and Mike also getting the right answer there. Nice easy one. Big bird, grey, and it's got the crest. There's not really anything that you can mistake it for. Although if you can't see the colour, sometimes you might mistake it for its cousins. Let's say hello to the impala. See if there's anything they can tell us. Hi Valerie, well done to you too. So getting Grey go away birds. Well, they're looking fairly relaxed. Did you see anything last night? No? Okay, so looking for ID of bird number 7. Two young males sizing each other up there. Binky, Nancy and Luann all getting the right ID for bird number 7, I believe. Last one that we saw. Just watching their behaviour, because sometimes the behaviour of the animals can actually tell you a lot. Now they seem to be pretty relaxed, and I don't think that there's been any movement this side. But we have got a few females mixed in with the bachelor group here. And as we go further into the winter, they're going to be mixing in a lot more until the rutting season next time. So I do wonder if they were split off or whether they just happen to be like this, which could well be. They do look fairly relaxed. You know, see, most of them have got their heads down, and they'll often take it in turns, so you'll have some of the herd with their heads down feeding, a few of them with the heads up. But if there's something they're not quite sure about, they'll often, more of them will keep the heads up. Okay. There was some male leopard tracks heading this way on Twin Dams. Copy that, thanks Henry. I'm on the southern side of quarantine now. Have a look down Twin Dams. Have you seen whether the Darwin Console's Famba 2?
Not yet, darling. Fitzwilliam Road Junction, Jalapen. Then Conso headed north, coming from Spaghetti Junction towards the Jalapen area or along the road.
Huh. Sounds like these lions have been walking around in circles. Okay. Thanks, Mike. Also coming back with the right answer. Red-billed hornbill. For bird number 7. Thanks, Ollie. Bird number 8. Horned flightless impala bird. Quick off the mark there. Okay, I'm driving in the wrong direction again. Heading towards the sun. So this is not what a problem was yesterday. Poor Induno got the fright of his life because we were just driving along, responding to the calls of the baboons, and both myself and Daniel didn't even see Induno lying in the middle of the road until we were just a few meters from him. And he was there rolling around, enjoying himself, kind of thinking to himself, I'm sure, oh, they'll see me. I'm in the middle of the road. They'll stop. Oh, we did. Just not as soon as what he obviously thought we would. We were still probably a good 10-15 meters from him, but it was just such a shock. We both just didn't see him. Blinding us. Okay, we've got a lot of hyena tracks down here. Twin Dams aside, to Chelapan. I think we need to go to Gary Dam. There's a bird flying that way. What a nice little bird. Those lions sound like they've been walking around and around in circles. Sounds like they went north from Spaghetti Junction, which could be straight up here again. So looking around for any possibilities of anything to eat. Now I do remember seeing the wildebeest there. There was a lot of zebra tracks. Unfortunately, I was absolutely dead to the world last night, so I didn't hear any roaring, which is a shame. I love hearing lions. That's actually some of the best sounds that you can hear. If you can hear lions calling, hyenas and jackal all calling, it is... oh, it just sends shivers down your spine. It's wonderful. Especially when you're sitting around a fire underneath the African stars. It really doesn't get much better than that. That's where the buffalo were, and I wonder if that's what the lionesses were picking the scent of. It could have been they came from there. Well, all the birds seem to be hanging out on quarantine area. Oh, I spy a couple of birds here. Ooh, this one's a nice one. Okay, one underneath the tree there, Becky. So what are we up to? Bird number 8. Bird number 8. Sometimes see these little guys with the crocodiles, and they've even been known to clean the teeth of crocodiles. Saw them quite a lot at Gowrie Dam with Spike, who we actually haven't seen for a little while. Could still be around, could just be finding himself a nice quiet spot to keep out of mischief. He may have moved on. There's a decent sized crocodile there. So we're at Chelapan at the moment. Oh, there he goes. I just want to check around the back of Chelapan. So apparently there were some tracks of the male leopard coming this way, and sometimes they do snooze at the back here. So if anybody wants to play along, if you just joined us, we're going to drive with a little bit of a difference today. Any bird that we see, you have to identify. So you can carry on asking questions, and here's bird number 9. Don't disappear, come back. Already seen one of the cousins this morning. Sometimes I'll refer to this as my alarm clock. They're pretty good at waking you up in the morning. So if you want to join in and ID the birds, and send it through to questions@wildairssafari.tv, and so you can still send your questions in if you want to ask any questions. So driving around. We're still looking for big animals as well. I feel like we haven't seen many birds recently. It should be time for the vultures to start nesting soon. To keep an eye on that nest. So I think they changed nest sites the year I came, so we should use the same nest for a couple of years now. They may decide to change the nest again. The vulture nest is in very tall jackalberry. Between the trees there. Yeah, that one there. You can just about see the nest at the top of the tree. There you go. That's the old vulture's nest. So we'll just have to keep a check on that and see if there's any activity around there over the next coming months. Because unlike most birds and animals, they tend to have their chicks over the winter because morbidly, that's when more animals die over the winter because of less water and less food availability. So for the vultures who eat carcasses, it means a lot more food usually. So a greater chance of survival for their chick. White-backed vultures. Oh, I was looking for. Okay. Bird just flew off. Greenbacked heron. So well camouflaged. Most of the time you only see them when they do fly off. We do need to make our way back to Gowrie Dam and see whoever's upsetting those guinea fowls, see if they've popped out. Because I'm still convinced there's something, and we were just unfortunate seeing the guinea fowl who were just trying to contact the others. The others were saying there was something wrong. They were quite deep into the bush, and it's very difficult to get into that part of the bush. Okay, well here come the... some more leopard tracks here. Ephraim, come in. Ephraim, do you know which Ngala that made the Bamba by Cruise Camp last night? Do you know which Ngala they were?
Yeah, I think I was a team of 5 people.
Okay.
The one other girl was together with Salala.
Good copy. Thanks, Ephraim. Okay, just getting an idea on the females that made a kill last night by Cruise Camp, and Ephraim's saying it was 2 Unkahuma female, and I wonder if that's the 2 that's walking around. Unfortunately, I can't see where the rest of those leopard tracks went. Ah, there we go, I've got one here. Okay, so leopard went this way. Went over, so I think these are the tracks that Andrew picked up. Andrew said he went that way, so let's go this way. I'm just trying to get my bearings now, see who's done which roads. Guesses for birds number 8 and 9 yet. That was the two birds by Chelappan. A nice bird. Come back. No? Okay. That was a nice bird that flew off. We'll have to keep a little lookout for him. Susie, not quite right. Oxpecker for, I think, bird number 8. Not quite right. Well done for guessing. Linda saying kingfisher. I can see where you're getting the kingfisher from with a long bill. Not quite right. Binky, getting closer. Plover, again, not quite right, but the blacksmith plover or lapwing is also known to clean the teeth of crocodiles in some parts. Linda coming back with the right answer for number 9 was a crested francolin. Short little. Raisa coming back with the right answer for number 8 was the water thickney. Spotted is a little bit more difficult to see. Laura, close. Could have been. Greenbacked heron. That was actually the one that flew away. Let's see what's going on here. There's a few tracks here. But hyenas. Some hyenas. Have a quick look down towards us. Round back to Bluebird. Not quite right. Gator bait. Nice try though. And a titwillow for, who was that? Sue. I think someone also sent me a picture of a titwillow as well. Arlene, welcome on board this morning. Wondering, do we have parrots in the region? Do we have African greys? And unfortunately the African greys we don't get. You tend to find them further north. They tend to be more in the forests of Africa. Famous African grey parrots. We do have some parrots here. And the one we get actually here in the Sabi Sands is the brown-headed parrot. Very characteristic parrot-like call, that sort of squeak. lot of. Be lucky enough to see the parrots. I did hear them the other day. Tends to be seed pods this time of year, and parrots may also supplement the diet with insects. One sitting right on top of the tree there. Okay, so this is bird number 10. Being joined. So again, if anyone's just joining us, we're having a bit of fun with the birds. If you'd like to join in the game and be one of the first to ID correctly which birds we see, then send your answers through to questions@wildairssafari.tv and put in the subject title what bird you think it is. Now this, for me, has got to be one of my favourite birds. They've just got such a cheeky character, and they've accompanied me on a couple of walks. And I remember one actually eyeing up an insect, because they actually wait for animals to disturb the insects. And it was eyeing up an insect that was actually on my leg, unknown to me. And as I moved, the insect moved off my leg, and it flew down right in front of me within just a few centimetres and caught the insect off my leg. We're heading down towards Treehouse Dam. We are still looking out for animals. It's just a little bit quiet this morning for the animals, but it is starting to warm up a little bit. Now this may be confused with another bird, so you have to look closely at its tail, and if you get close enough to the eye as well. That's all I'm going to give you. I'm just heading over towards Treehouse Dam because there was some leopard tracks heading this way. The lions have done a bit of a circle, so I am still going to head up towards Gowrie Dam and have a look north of there. But just while we're in the area, I just thought we might as well come over here and check. It's going to be one of those days I think we double back on ourselves quite a bit. So there's a couple of elephant tracks as well, so I think there may be some elephants around here too. I would say we haven't really seen many birds. It's just quite nice just to focus on the birds a bit sometimes. This is it was just the same bird, but it would have been nice just to have showed you a closer shot of them. Binky coming back with the right answer for Crested Franklin. Earlier on. Sometimes there's a little bit of a delay with the emails coming through, so I'm still accepting the right answers. No, you guys don't cheat. Binky, Raisa and Mike for the last bird, all with the right answer. For bird number 10, Forktail Drongo This is bird number 11. Unusually quiet. And I don't know, are you going to be able to get this bird down by the water's edge? So we're up to bird number 11, and this one coming into shot now is bird number 12. Okay, it was standing in the sun, but you might be able to work it out. Maybe if he keeps walking. Or maybe actually the one on the road might be better. Let's see if we can get the one as he disappears. Come back onto the road. There we go. There we go. That one's better. Yep, just there. Oh. Oop. So this is bird number 12. But otherwise, all is quiet at Treehouse Dam. So let's continue on. So fork-tailed drongo. Binky and Linda quick off the mark again with bird number 11. Egyptian goose. Wendy also coming through with Egyptian goose. Say unusually quiet. Unusually quiet. Valerie also getting the drongo right. Welcome, Valerie. With the tail is not as deeply forked, and the eye, instead of being a ruby red colour, is black, and that is the southern black flycatcher that we get here. So you do have to look sometimes, especially when they've folded their tail, you do have to look quite carefully to see if it's a flycatcher or the drongo. So far on the animal front, we've got the impala. We're doing well. Okay. Hear them. Let's see if we can get one of them. Off again. Shine the birds. In this tree here, you can hear them calling too. And they're hiding now. There's one sitting just onto the left, so if you keep moving the camera to the left. Okay, you might have just got a quick glimpse of them. You see any through there? So that gives it partly away already. they live as a family. Let me see if we can move forward because they are still around. They're just a little bit further back. Oh, you got one there. Oh, okay. Okay, can you see it through there still? Right at the back. There we go. Very characteristic black and white. And there's another one. Can you see just very close to the ground? In between. You see it? Oh, he's gone. There was one calling. Oh, just to our right actually. You see the branch that's sort of doing that? And that. Yeah, quick little birds. See if there's any more. There's actually, I think there's 2 families here. Actually, I wonder if we might be able to call them in. If I can do a decent enough pearl-spotted owlet. They're very protective because the pearl-spotted owlet, if they call, they'll often respond and come and try and chase the owlet away. So let's see. So there's actually a family just here to our right, and it looks like they are starting to come over. So let's see if they will come over. Let's see if we can give it a go. Nope. Apparently I'm not convincing enough. They're calling now. You might be able to hear them. It's a very soft call. Very distinctive call. They have moved further back. Okay, well I'll keep a lookout for them as we go around the corner. Oh, there they are. There's the other family. Okay, can you see them on that little branch there? There's a few of them there. There we go. See, constantly moving. Yep, that, just in the top of the screen, just to the right of the screen, yep. And that bright yellow eye ring. Binky coming back with Birchall's glossy starling. So it's Birchall's starling. Well done, Binky, coming back with bird number 12. So this is bird number 13. Autumn Mike and Raisa also getting them right. Egyptian goose and Birchall's starling. Birchall's starling, remember, has the black eye. And Wendy also coming back with Birchall's starling. And Laura, unfortunately we haven't seen a dwarf bittern yet, Laura. I'm still hoping we might be able to see one. And I think the dwarf bittern, if I can remember rightly, is a migrant. I'll have to check that though. animals have gone on their holidays. Pardon, Wendy. In the right answer. Coming back. White-crested, helmeted shrike. Quite a mouthful. And you'll often find the birds living in families. They tend to call quite a lot. Now, that's partly territorial, but it's also to keep in contact with each other and to strengthen the bonds. And when one calls, you tend to get the rest of the family calling. So it is allomimetic behaviour. Try saying that very fast. Okay, we're going to take Rebecca's Road. Java finch, I think it will be found in Indonesia. But I'm not too sure what it looks like. Maybe it does look like that. Well done for trying, Arnie. We're doing well so far, guys. I wonder how many we can actually get, what our number can be. So a lot of the migrants have already left, so we don't forget the migrants this time of year. We've got a lot of the normal residents that you may see on drive, and a couple that you might not always see on drive, which is nice. And the water thickney, also known as a didcot. That from Chuck. Puff 24. Good morning to you. Wanting to know, was that a southern boo-boo? No, the last one was a white-crowned helmeted shrike. The southern boo-boo, we actually heard it yesterday, and the southern boo-boo's got, I think it's around 21 different calls. It could be more. They have a variety of calls, so it can be quite difficult to place southern bobo sometimes. And they actually have regional dialects as well. So there's some that will have certain calls in one area, and some that will have different calls in another area. And I've actually noticed that the calls down here are different to where I used to work. Have them, but you don't see them very often. They tend to be a bird that sticks into, or that stays into the thicker part of the bush and calls from within the bush. And you do get some birds that will sit right out in the open, and that is actually marking their territory without having to put too much effort into it. So it does take effort to call and to fly around. You will see some that during the summertime they'll use flying displays to mark the territory and to show off to the females. But you'll even see animals doing that. Some of the antelope stand on a termite mound, stand right out into the open, so they don't have to use any energy in showing that they are there in their territory. And that's why sometimes you'll see some birds sitting right on the tip of the branch. And you can see the bush is really starting to die back, so we can actually check quite nicely in amongst the bush. And this is one of the reasons why sometimes game viewing in winter is slightly better than game viewing in the summer. Just depends on the temperatures. So it's still fairly chilly this morning. So I think all the animals are sleeping at the moment. While we're here, gas station send again? Checking on the hyenas, see how they're doing. Everybody's going to be out and about this morning. Mind you, I was wondering if they were going to move, since yesterday they had quite a bit of a fight. We still don't know what it was that gave them a bit of a scare. Oh, hello, floppy ear. So it looks like they have decided to stay put. The matriarch of the clan. Hello, little one. Now, if you missed yesterday, we dropped by and the hyenas that had dragged some meat here to the den, which is quite unusual, especially in some areas. But talking to Mark and Patrick, they've seen it on a number of occasions where hyenas have actually dragged meat back to the dens. And it could be that there's quite a lot of kills that are made here in the Sawi Sands, and there's a lot of food available because there's a lot of competition between hyenas. And I wonder if that in those areas where food is not as easy to come by, maybe that's where they don't take food back to the den as often, or maybe in some cases never, because if they take it back, the likelihood of it being stolen by a higher ranking member of the clan is high. Now what was interesting yesterday is I think it must have been the second in charge to Floppy Ear, and I wonder if that could even be her daughter from a previous litter. Floppy Ear wasn't here, and she allowed the cubs to come and feed, and as soon as any other cub apart from her own were feeding, she was chasing them away, so it's only her cubs that were allowed to feed. Now if Floppy Ear was here, it may have been that Floppy Ear would have claimed the meat for herself and allowed only her cubs to feed, but because Floppy Ear wasn't here and there was no one to take that meat, very interesting to see all the same. But something happened. There was some Franklins that started shouting a bit further north from where we are now, and everyone looked up and all the youngsters dashed into the hole, and even the mother started carrying the carcass away. So I think something, possibly a lion, walked by, but we couldn't find any tracks, we couldn't see any sign of what it was that startled them. It looks like there's a little dispute breaking out behind Floppy Ear. Just heard a little bit of whimpering behind her. I wonder if you can hear that. It's just whimpering just behind her. Is that you, little one? Making all that noise. It's so difficult to tell if hyenas are male or female. They have the peculiarity in that the females also have genitals that look very similar to that of the males. So it's actually very difficult to tell, and you actually can try and work it out by the interactions between the individuals. And that's how we know that floppy ear is the matriarch, because in hyena society, just like in dogs, you see dogs will greet each other by sniffing each other's genitals, and that's exactly what the hyenas do. But the most subordinate, or the more subordinate animal, will go and sniff the genitals of the higher ranking individual. And we've never seen floppy ear actually go and sniff the genitals of the others, so that we can work out that she is the matriarch. And it is female dominated, that females are highly aggressive compared to the males. And it's thought it came from competition for food. Females started having a lot more testosterone in the body, and that could be the side effect in that their genitals became more male-like. The body size is also generally bigger than that of males, and the aggression that's associated with the high levels of testosterone are also there. Yes, I'm talking about you. You can go back to sleep. I think they're all just enjoying the warmth of the sun that's coming through now. I think we'll leave them to snooze. Doesn't seem to be too phased by the francolins that are calling. Sorry, lady. You can go back to sleep. This is not too sure about the vehicle starting up. Gunda Gunda. So, on we go. Let's head back. Take Zoe's Road up and over, and down by Gowrie Dam, as we were saying. Some more birds to ID as well. And that wind, I think that's possibly got something to do with it. There is a bit of a nip in that wind. Could be why animals are staying maybe further in the bush. Just keeping out the way of that biting wind. But if you can find a nice sheltered spot, which is what those hyenas have got yourself a nice little sunspot there. Like Karuna might have headed north into Buffers Hook. Here's the ground. party going on here. Okay, there's a little bird just sitting on the end of the branch there. Now this one. Oh. Did you manage to get it? Didn't see. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing? Morning. There's a little bird here. So I'm gonna have to rely on some of you. I couldn't quite see exactly myself what it was. I was looking through my binoculars and I couldn't find it. I have a fair idea, so let's see who comes back with what. So we're on bird 14 now. Bird 14. Questions at wardasafari.tv. If you'd like to play along and ID the bird. Hendry, come in. I didn't quite catch the last message. Was there something around Buckerslow Dam?
Luto,
Oh, cruise.
I'm on the southwest of Luton. To my parents there, I want my daughter
Copy that. Is that the Kahumas?
I want to my parents and what my daughter
Copy, thank you very much. Okay, just an update from Hendry. From cruise camp, the 2 females from the Ungahumas have been joined by the Styx male and the four cubs. Unfortunately, it's just out the way. I'm not able to go there, but just to give you an update on the animals that sometimes we see here, to know what they're up to. Break up there. So anybody following us on the map? We're just on Zoe's Road. Try and stay on the road. Now on Voyatella access. Hi Annette. Good morning. And saying, okay, Floppy Ear is the boss. She certainly is. Is there anybody else that can be the boss, or is it just her? In Hyena Society, you just get the one overall, but then you will have each member having a different rank. So I think her second in charge, I think, must be her daughter, because generally females that are born to the matriarch tend to have a high rank. Not as high as the mother, but they do tend to have a high rank. So I think there is some zebra. They've been hiding. But I think, as I say, I think we saw her second in charge yesterday. Just pull over here. Hello, zebra. Have you been hiding for some reason? What's been going on? Look, we found an animal. Oh, thanks, Annette. If anybody's interested, there's some hippos mating over on the Waterhole channel. And also wanting to know, do they mate this time of year? They're not strictly seasonal breeders. They can mate all year round. But you do tend to have a peak in births around summertime when there's a lot of food available. And with them having a gestation period, it's actually 8 months. I think I said 7 months the other day. I couldn't quite remember, but it's 8 months gestation period. So I would put it about right to have maybe quite a few breeding or matings this time of year. And I think Penny, I think you were sending through some information earlier. Couldn't quite get the information though, but thanks for sending it through. And thanks for the link to the impala, an incredible impala and leopard struggle. Wasn't too sure who it was that was sending it through. But thanks for sending that. It was very interesting. And if anybody does want to send through any information, then please do. It's always great to hear new information and see new things that we can share with everybody. So that's the first time I've seen that, and I think that leopard may have had a few bruises. He was holding on to an impala, and the impala was refusing to go down. And eventually the impala was jumping around so much that the leopard let go. It's quite a small leopard. It just goes to show, even when a leopard has an animal in its grasp, it's still possible for the animal to overcome the predator and live. Are you very interested in us, zebra? What's going on? Is there something behind us? Or is it just us? Do we look funny today? So I think there's definitely been something around. Those guinea fowl were calling from quite far into the bush. Where's the rest of your family? Now, the zebra, this particular species of zebra, the common or plain zebra, tends to live in small family groups. And there's another zebra just to the left, but I wonder where the rest of the family is. Okay. Well, let's head down towards the dam, as we said we were. Guinea fowl are no longer calling. Ooh. Who was that? No one coming back with the bird ID of 14th bird as yet. Okay, are you going to be able to get... No. That's the trouble with birds, they fly off. Okay. really do think something's gone down there. Cheryl saying zebrafinch. Not quite. I saw enough of it. Oh, okay. For the zebrafinch. Okay. Sorry. Brain is just taking me a while to wake up. Good morning. Past the owner's house. It's where baboons were sleeping. There's the rest of the impala herd. Ah, and there's a wildebeest. Let's follow my little eye. Something that doesn't belong there. The wildebeest thinking that it's an impala.
I'm leaving 2 station in dock of this Ndara. Space for 1, thank you.
Now this is quite normal actually, he doesn't think he's an impala. He knows that he's a wildebeest. But he seems to have been abandoned by the females. Now in some places wildebeest won't hold territories all year round, some places they do. And here the males tend to hold territory all year round. So if he's on his own, then he's going to be at great risk from predation from lions. A big male leopard could possibly tackle him if he's hungry enough, but more likely the lions. Maybe hyenas. So he could be at risk. So to try and avoid that, if there's other herd antelope, or any other antelope for that matter, that are around, then he's more likely to go and stay with them and either mix himself in with the herd or at least be close to them, because then he's got more eyes and ears surrounding him, so he can actually spend a lot more time feeding than what he can do if he's on his own, because he has to obviously keep looking up and checking around and seeing what's going on. So he's going to have to do that a lot more on his own. But in the herd, then he can make use of all the other eyes and ears that are doing exactly the same thing, so he has more time to feed. And you'll find that with many of the herd antelope. And that's why sometimes you'll see herds actually mixing in together. You can see he's barely actually put his head up in all the time that we've been here. But there's enough impala with their heads up. Looks like my little brown bird stumped a few people. Franklin calling quite a lot over the way as well. We'll do a quick loop around the dam. A lot of the impala are looking up, but they're all looking in different directions. Okay. So, heading down towards Gowrie Dam. See what's around there. Anybody wanting to watch Waterhole channel, you just need to go to Juma Waterhole, that's what it's under. The different channels. Hear the sounds and watch the sights of the bush all day long. And the beauty of it is you don't know what's going to come along. Last night there was 2 lionesses drinking. Sometimes you can get the big 5 coming through, sometimes even cheetah and wild dog. Sometimes crocodile, sometimes hippos being born. This is exactly where the lions walked last night, the road there. Even some of my favourite little mammals are coming out to play today. Little dwarf mongoose. I was hoping they would make an appearance at some stage. Okay, we've got a bird on the water's edge here. There we go. This is bird number 15. See it with the hippos behind. Ooh, there's a little family of them. Oh, that's nice. So I can tell you now, this is a male. Even though males and females look the same, the males do everything. Look after the chicks. They incubate the eggs. And the fact that there's a couple of them means that he is the father. One of the few birds where the females will have many male partners. Oh, and there's another one just on the water as well, bobbing along. I don't know if you're going to be able to see. So that's bird number 15. So we're still waiting for an ID on bird number 14. I've got a fair idea what it was, so I didn't see it quick enough. Being an LBJ, a little brown job. A little bit more difficult when they go around the corner. It takes a little bit longer to ID them sometimes. Okay, bird number 16 coming up on the left. Can you get it now? There it is. Oh, beautiful shot. And that little white next to the beak is very characteristic of this little guy. You can use the old name or the new name, either or. Otherwise it's very quiet around here. I can still hear those francolin calling, so maybe we should go and check out what it is. So sometimes the francolins just call a lot, so I don't always pay attention to what they're saying, but with them still calling, maybe we should go and check it out. But the impala didn't seem to be too bothered. So if you want to keep an eye on the hippo, then turn over onto the waterhole channel. Coming in with a guess for bird number 14, the little brown job. A rattling cisticola, or cisticular, depends on how you want to say it. And that would be one of my guesses. So I wasn't hearing it. So it was either between that one or another one. Right on the other two birds too. It was African jacana and little dabchick, or little grebe, as it's now known. I'm blinded by the sun again. we might have bumped into those. Hello, baboons. Gary gang. Check in with you guys. Let's see if we go around this side. Shirley's in the tree there. And there's little Albie just climbing down the tree.
Vaya a poder na pet.
Female Genesis still coming out on the underside. He'll use either the underside or sit jockey style like little Evelyn does on Mrs. P. And again, it is still a little bit chilly with the wind, but the sun is starting to warm everything up, so we're starting to see a little bit more movement from the animals now. Gonna move the vehicle again. Excuse me. Evelyn. I think the babies are actually sticking to the month of warm. Sadly, still no sign of Huey. It's very, very sad. They say it could be that he is just down in the south with the rest of the group. I forget who his mother was. It could be, because remember, some of the troop split off. It could be that his mother wasn't part of the troop that stayed. I forget which. I'll have to see if I can ask Graham who was whose mother. Unless somebody knows who's watching, who can remember who Huey's mother was. Tankman looking very thoughtful there. And this is the dominant male of the troop. He is the protector. So he's taking that. Oh, check little Genesis on the ground there. Can you see? Just right next to the log. Show you he's going up onto the log now. Little Genesis was just turning around and looking at us. Looks like Elby's wanting to babysit again. Even though it's quite a small male, you can see there's still a big size difference between him and the females. I'm going to try and catch them once more. And even Elby actually looks a lot smaller nowadays. I don't know why. But I think maybe the day I thought I saw Huey, it could have been Elby that was swinging on the trees. I was getting hopeful that Huey was back. It'd be nice to see the troop kind of return to their former glory. Also saying possibly rapping Sister Cola or Rufus Native Lark. Madeline saying kind of flycatcher. I'm still going with the Sister Cola. I can see where you're coming from with the Rufus Native Lark. It did look like it had quite a pale head. which is why I think it could possibly be a Nedeke. It could have possibly been a Nedeke. Let's say I just couldn't get my binoculars on the bird quick enough before it flew away, which is quite annoying. But I don't think the rufous-naped lark loses the feathers. They almost have like a little cap. Oh, we've got a big bird in the sky, just above the dunes. See it circling. I might be able to get it. Circling, and it was circling and coming down. Oh, there it is. Yeah, maybe we need to just go and have a look, see where it's coming down. Might indicate something. There it is. So we're up to bird number 17. This is bird number 17. Try and identify it if we can. I never said it was going to be easy. Let's see if we can catch up with it. And sorry, who was asking the question? There was a question about how long do baboons stay? Donna, over in Arizona. Hi Donna, welcome on board. And baboons, let's say little Evelyn is coming up to about a year or so. Still with her mother. It'll probably be another 6 months to a year before she really starts to become more independent. See, Elby is, even though she's the lowest ranking member, she's right up ahead of the troop. She's kind of dictating where they should go. It's quite interesting. Okay, where the bird? Number 16 go. Nope, 17. Down past the tree line. Here we go. Hopefully we're going to get a walk by from the troop now. Because Elby has said they're going this way, so it looks like they are going this way. Gordy in the lead, Tankman just behind him. Sounds like a race. You see Tankman, his chest is quite a lot bigger than that of Gordy's. Genesis, what are you doing? Look, Mum, I can touch the ground while you're walking. Can't deny they have character. They definitely have character. I'm actually watching very closely to see when Genesis starts changing from black to brown. Because I can't remember when Evelyn did. She's been brown for quite a while now. See now Albie taking the turn to sit right at the top of the tree now. Hi, Lindsay. Unfortunately, Huey hasn't returned to the group yet, which I'm getting a little bit worried about. Raisa coming back with bird number 17, whiteback vulture. It was indeed. And often animals will watch vultures, and vultures will watch vultures, and vultures will watch battaliers and tawny eagles, because they're usually pretty good at spotting carrion. And if they descend, then animals that have been watching may actually go and see where it is that they've descended to see if there is a carcass there. Hyenas have been known to watch vultures, even lions have been known to watch vultures. And even if you watch, sometimes the vultures will actually just watch lions moving and see if they are going to go and make a kill. So everybody watches everybody in the bush. And I wonder if that's what LB may have been watching, because that could indicate any danger up ahead. Maybe that's why Tankman's also having a look now. Could be coincidence, but I do wonder. Evelyn is just enjoying having a tree to play in. Thanks, Joanne. Apparently there's a large herd of buffalo at Gowrie Dam now, so maybe we can go and have a look at them. And frankly, they'll stop calling. I will stay with the baboons for a little bit longer. Sure. That was not cool. Did you see that? No. I don't know if anyone saw that. Maybe we zoomed out just a little bit too far. But Evelyn jumped from basically halfway up the tree and just Spider-Man straight out of it. I was just surprised she didn't do herself a mischief. Sure. How's it? Okay. I'm hoping if someone managed to put a picture up on Facebook of our LBJ, hopefully I can show you this. Little help ideas. The closest I think we've got is the rattling cisticola, which is this little guy here. It definitely did look like it had a fairly dark cap, which is why I also thought maybe Nedeke. It looked pretty small in the way it actually sits as well. It's certainly a fairly dark cap, but if you saw a lot of the streaking on the back, then I'd definitely go with the rattling cisticola. Otherwise, if there wasn't, if it was fairly pale, which I thought it was, but as I said, I only got a quick glimpse just before it flew off, so I can't get in with my binoculars. But if you saw this, with it being quite pale, then it was the Nedeke. But we do get a lot of the rattling cisticolas, you do hear them a lot. They kind of make the sound of there's one of the calls that I was always told about the Nedeke, which is pretty much spot on actually. The Nedeke sounding like it's almost sounding like an electric fence, and it does. It kind of makes this really high-pitched chattering, and it does. It sounds like an electric fence sort of sparking out almost. Got a short. That's one of the calls, but I have a few others. also saying there's some buffalo down at the lodge. Let's see. Have a look at the herd. Okay, we need to go on the other side then. We'll just about see them through there. Just about. Not sticking around. Well, let's see if we can get them on the other side then. Give you another chance to have a look for some more birds around the water's edge. Well spotted. Marlene! We didn't see the lions, Marlene. We've just been told about them. They're up by Cruise Camp, which is on Buffalo's Hook. So we're not able to go and have a look at them. We just got told about them. So just to keep everyone up to date, the movements. The last set of tracks that were found from the lions, where they were drinking here last night, came over the wall, went up past Quarantine onto the northern side of Quarantine. They walked south on Zoe's Road. Oh, we're going to change battery. Got a lot of dust in my eye then. What was I saying? Lost my train of thought now. Little bird over there. Running on the edge. That little bit that sticks Wow. There we go. Bird number 18. And doing what this bird does best. And if you're able to swing round, Becky, are you able to swing around and get, there's another bird on the other side. I'm trying to see if we can reach 20 before the end of drive. See that one over there, sitting with its tail blowing in the wind. So that's number 18. And number 19 sitting in the tree. Down there. Holding on for dear life. This wind is really picking up. So I don't blame it. So 18, 19. Oh, there it goes. So we shall go on. You see that white shoulder stripe, which should help to let you know what it is. I was talking about the lions, where they were in Buffelshoek. Oh yes, that was right. The lions that came here to drink. So they went Zoe's Road, south Zoe's Road, crossed over, came across towards Cheltenham and came up this side. And no more tracks have been found, so they're either deep in the bush there, or they've already crossed over into Buffelshoek. It looked like there was a male that joined them, and I'm wondering if it's the same females that came for a wander, but I don't know. It's difficult to say. So they've done circles. Madeline coming back with the right answer. Pied wagtail for number 18. No, yes, 18. And there's the buffalo in the road. We could do with one more bird. So we need the ID of the one last bird. Easy one to guess. Oh, there's a little one in the road. You see the little buffalo in the road, and then the bird on the back of the adult. That is bird number 20. So we need IDs for bird number 19 and 20. Again, anyone wanting to play along in the last few minutes, IDing the birds. Send it through to questions at wildairsafari.tv and put in the subject line what bird it is. Madeline and Raisa. Bird number 19, magpie shrike. Yes, well done. Wow, look at the horns on this female in front of us. Sure, it's quite impressive. It's amazing. The more I look at buffalo, the more differences there are between individuals that seem like everyone's the same. Very interesting. Cheryl, Annette, Madeline and Raisa again. Coming back with the red-billed oxpecker, and Joanne too. Well done, Joanne. Well done everybody for getting those right. The red-billed oxpeckers. Well, I hope you've enjoyed something a little bit different this morning. It's been fun focusing on the birds a little bit. A few bits and pieces along the way, so I'm just seeing this someone mating in the background there. Robin right on the nail there. Robin also coming back with oxpecker. Unfortunately, I don't think she's helping him too much there. I think I'd give up if I were you, mister. But thank you very much for joining us here on Wild Earth. It's been a fun morning, if not quite a blustery one. But I'm hoping the wind's going to die down this afternoon, and I'll keep my ear to the ground and see if those guinea fowls start calling. Maybe just check the waterhole camera every so often. I think somebody was moving around here, and it's quite a cool day, so who knows, maybe whoever was upsetting the guinea fowl might just come down and drink. But I think somebody was moving around and upsetting them, so I'll keep my fingers crossed. Maybe this afternoon we might have some luck. But thank you very much for joining us here on Wild Earth. My name's Tara, Becky's been on camera, and Craig in Final Control. Thank you for all your guesses, it's been a fun morning, and thank you for all your questions too. Take care wherever you are in the world, and see you again here on Wild Earth. Take care.